Okay, hello. I'm gonna be just giving my thoughts about the UFC 276 card. It was an amazing card. Uh, I was rooting for spoiler, I guess. I was rooting for Glover to win because I love old men. And this would have been a great story. Glover, old as fuck, defending his title for the first time against someone, like Jiri Prohaska, who is somebody who in his time in the UFC, of course, stopped Volkan, stopped Dominic. And that gives you a pretty good pedigree for light heavyweight, considering how barren that division is, So I wanted Glover to win. He snatched defeat from the jaws of victory, you know what I mean? So I'll just start talking about it, my thoughts from the beginning of the fight. First and second rounds, like Yuri lancing him up, really cool punches coming from his hips, big old looping punches that were just coming from really interesting angles. He was able to cover Yuri. He was able to cover ground just so fast, just so fucking fast. And Glover, he honestly has great boxing defense. I feel like he has pretty good boxing. His hands are always up. He's always doing a little idle movement. Like, he's always just, like, moving his head side to side and having his hands up. And, he's not Floyd Mayweather in there, but he is very fundamentally sound, and he's protecting himself. But Yuri was just getting through. Landing heavy punches, just, like, hurting his face, you know what I mean? But Yuri, because he's just so cool and just freaking... he's trying to get a finish, man. He's trying to take your fucking head off. He leaves himself open to being taken down. And Glover was having big success, and Yuri would like come in, overcommit to something, and be out of position. He would throw the right, be out of position. Yuri would grab a leg. Glover would grab a leg, and Yuri would try to do some dumbass shit. He would try to like roll out of it. He would try to jump out of it. He would do everything but like actually try to like maybe find a wall. He could instead of trying to find underhook, getting us back to the wall, building a base, feeding him a single leg, anything, Yuri would just do some stupid ass shit. He would crash bandicoot roll, and you can't do that against Glover. Glover is too fucking good for that to fucking work. So yeah, Yuri, story of the first and second rounds, Yuri would do some cool shit, get taken down. Glover would hurt him pretty bad with elbows and stuff. But, I mean, Yuri didn't care. Yuri was getting hurt with this ground and pound. Didn't care. Amazing. I'm pretty sure at the end of the third round, this is bad, I need to check, but yeah. Yuri had him in the... Yuri, I think, ran up into a knee at, like, near the end of the third round, and the knee hit Glover stomach, solar plexus area. Oof, it looked bad. It looked really bad, and Glover was very affected by it for the rest of the round, and Yuri was able to like put a lot of damage on him because Glover was still recovering from the body shot. And a lot of times what I've seen is a fighter will hit a really good body shot on their opponent, and the opponent, though they might make a little face, but a lot of times they'll be able to no-sell it. But after the opponent lands a big-ass body shot, the person who was body shot, their defense will be terrible. So the opponent will be able to get in and hurt them like really, really badly with shots that the fighter was like dodging or like negating earlier because the fighter is dealing with that body shot. And when you hit with that body shot, all you're thinking about is the pain. All you're thinking about is the pain from the body shot, and your body is just like, fuck, man, I can't do this right now. You need a little bit of time to recover. So Yuri was able to land some really good shots off that body that needed the body. I was seeing a lot of Glover would do like a fundamentally sound leg kick from kicking range. Glover would kick him in the leg, and Yuri, he was like, fuck, man, like I can't let him do that to me. And Yuri would kick him back like super hard, like the same leg kick, like same rear leg kick from orthodox. And that's just a tendency from fighters, I'll do it in sparring all the time. Like, someone leg kicks me, I'll leg kick them back because I'm like, fuck you. Like, I can do that better than you. Anything you can do, I can do better. Fighters have a tendency to do that, you don't get to the top of the sport without being a perfectionist. You know what I mean? So when your perfectionist ego gets challenged by somebody doing some like shit to you that you feel like is beneath you, you're gonna want to do that same thing. Like, hey, fuck you. Like, I can do that better. You know? So yeah, lots of that. End of the third round, yeah, from the knee, Glover, he took a second to get up. He was like on his hands and knees. He looked like it not you know, of course, it didn't remind me of how Nick was getting his ass beat, but Nick at when he retired against Robbie, he just took a knee. He was just like, I'm not doing this anymore. And Glover was in that same position, but he of course got up because he's a fucking warrior. Nick Diaz, fucking warrior, but he should have taken that fight against Robbie, especially considering just the uncertainty surrounding it and whether or not. I do feel like Nick probably had some problems leading up to that fight, but I mean, man, Nick always had problems. You know, fighters always have problems, but he shouldn't have gotten in there against Robbie. Robbie hurt him really badly. Anyway, so yes, fourth round, again, Yuri's doing some dumbass shit. Just Glover would grab the single or a seatbelt off Yuri mistake, and Yuri, instead of again doing anything, turning into his opponent, trying to feed him a single, grabbing an underhook, getting to the wall, Yuri would just do some, like, he would roll. He would like try to roll out of it, like jump out of it. And Glover is just gonna follow you to the fucking ground every time. No matter how much ground you think you can cover off doing some like acrobatic shit, like rolling and jumping away, somebody who is good at their job is going to follow you to the ground, and they're going to make your life really hard because you put yourself in a disadvantageous position, man, doing some dumbass shit. When you're able to do the fundamentals, you know, you put yourself in positions that are much more preferable than being on the ground getting smashed by fucking Glover Teixeira. Yes, a couple times on the ground, Yuri was able to, like, he was just doing the Derek Lewis school of just fucking standing up, man. He was just so strong. And his gas tank was so good that even in the later rounds, he could just kind of like spaz his way out of positions, you know? Like, he was doing some white belt shit, man, to get up, but it was working. He was literally just standing up, but it was working. Yeah. Fourth round, I'm pretty sure Glover was hitting to the body. Yuri was hitting to the body. And Yuri was having success going to the body. He was having fucking success going to the body. But just for some reason, I mean, not for some reason, obviously, he's just, you know, what you do in camp shows up in the fight to an extent. But it's just, Glover's body was there. Glover didn't come in looking like fucking Marlon Moraes, you know what I mean? He did not have the most chiseled abdomen in the world in this fight. He was pulling the waistband over the gut, you know what I mean? And I've done that before, but it was just like, I'm saying that Glover didn't come in with the most hardened body. And if the body looks soft, go to the fucking body. Even if the body looks hard, go to the body, of course. But the body was looking soft. And Yuri he was not doing it as much as he should have been. I feel like had Yuri been going to the body consistently the way that, if he was just going to the body consistently, the fight just would have played out a lot differently, in my opinion. Because Yuri was having tremendous success in going to the body whenever he did it, especially in the later rounds, considering how their gas tank was bad at that point. Both of these dudes have legendary gas tanks. It's just that, dude, you're tired at the end of the fifth fucking round. You're tired. You are fucking tired. Yeah. So Yuri was lancing him to the body. Glover grabbed the seatbelt, and Yuri turned into it. Really nice. Yuri, a lot of the times, of course, he was doing some dumbass shit from standing grappling positions, but a lot of times he was doing good. A lot of times he looked very, very good against Glover Teixeira. Amazing. So yeah, Yuri got him to the ground at the end of the second round, and Yuri got him to the ground in the end of the fight, and he hit him like 30 fucking times. And Glover was like moving under him. He was like, Glover, if he was like at the edge of the fence, he would like move to the corner of the fence. And then he would like grab Yuri and make him fall, like posture down. And then Yuri would posture up, hit some blows, and then Glover would like shrimp or something. So he was always moving, and he was intelligently defending himself, I guess, but I there was some times where Jiri was just like hitting him, and I was like, well, maybe this could be stopped. But I guess I'm glad it didn't turn out that way because, you know, of course, how the fight finished. Yuri, you know, of course, rear naked choked him. He just rear naked choked him. You know, I think DC said something really nice. He said, you know, you're just a human at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Despite Glover's success grappling, despite how much of a badass he is with jiu-jitsu, sometimes you're gonna get fucking rear naked choked, bro. If you're that tired, you've been beat up that much, and you're 42, dude, you might tap to a rear naked choke. Hell, you could be fucking prime John Jones, and you could fucking tap to a rear naked choke, bro. Because, I mean, that shit sucks. So yeah, Yuri slid over the back, rear naked choke. You're so slick. Just sometimes you can just fall into positions like that when you're just covered in sweat. Sometimes shit just happens, like, and your limbs just like nowhere to go. Choked him out. Amazing fight. One of the best fights ever. One of the best title fights ever. This is an amazing fucking fight. If you have a friend who needs to get into MMA, show him this fight, man. Good work on the ground. Good work standing. Amazing cardio. Amazing fight. Glover, he should fight Jan. He should fight Jan or somebody who I just don't know. I don't see why you just don't retire. I feel like he has enough money. Well, of course I don't know anything about the situation, but I don't see why you don't retire. He's old. He's old. He's been through a lot of damage, a lot of hard sparring. Body's taking a tremendous toll. He has kids, he's got a family, he's got business. I don't see why you don't just retire. Yuri, I guess he might fight winner of fucking shit. Not Ankalaev. It might be Ankalaev. Ankalaev Smith. I don't care about those fights. I think Yuri destroys Anthony Smith. Not destroys, but he beats him. Ankalaev, that is a much more interesting fight, I guess. But like, I don't know, Ankalaev, he exists, I guess. I don't really give a shit about him. Okay, then I'll go. Fuck it. I'll talk about Zhang. You know, Wo I Ni Zhang. I don't speak fucking Mandarin, but I do love Zhang. I watched her and Joanna fight their first match. I was watching it, you know, on that card, and I was like, oh man, you know, Yoel, you know, Izzy is going to be even crazier than that, but of course not. But yeah, first fight, amazing. Nothing needs to be said about it. Just, yeah, no, it wasn't fucking, you know, Till Whitaker, you know what I mean? It wasn't the most technical fucking thing ever. Technical stand-up ever. But they were swinging. They were fucking swinging. They were fucking just warriors that night. Amazing fight. And I coming in this fight, it's like, I don't know, man. Like, if your first fight is just as crazy as fucking that, and your name isn't like, you know, Korean Zombie, Leonard Garcia, like, your second fight, you're not gonna put yourself in the same positions. You're just not gonna do it. Your coaches have gotten very mad at you, like, bro, if you do that, like, you know, your health is just gonna be fucked. You can't get into these wars again. You can't get into the same war. So coming in, I knew these fighters would have a different game plan. I knew that they weren't just gonna go fucking hell for leather like they did the first time. And that's what happened. John came out, bouncy in and out, feinting, moving her hips, cool Thai shit. She was working, I guess, with her original Thai trainers. And just her pad work was cool, man. Her pad work was fucking lit, man. Just the sound she was able to make on those round kicks, and how fast her hands were, and her elbows, how quick they fucking come out. She was looking good on the pads. So it translated to her looking good on the feet. She was hitting a nice lead leg side kick from orthodox to the body. She it looks like fucking Stephen Boy Wonderboy Thompson, man. She was just lifting that thing up and putting it in Joanna's midsection. And that's really demoralizing. When you think that you're able to come in and like enter striking range with your opponent, but they fucking side kick you to the solar plexus, that sucks. Especially when you're Joanna Jędrzejczyk, who is one of the greatest, female kickboxers of all time. Amazing technician. If you're a shitty technician, but you're a fighter and you're getting side kicked in the fucking torso, you're gonna be like, fuck you, dude, and it's gonna like affect you mentally. It's just going to, because like that sucks. Like, it's embarrassing. You're getting side kicked in the chest. Reminds me of any Stevens fights, but he was lancing Masvidal to the body with that fucking lead leg side kick. Amazing. Vicente Luque, he put Vicente Luque to the fucking ground with some of those things, man. Vicente Luque. Oh, yeah. But yes, and she did like a crescent kick off it. She like attempted it a couple times. She would feint the lead leg side kicks to the body, but she like crescent kicked off it like a couple times. Like, it was fucking cool. It didn't really connect, but it was fucking cool, and it made Joanna like back up and reset, and it was fucking cool, man. They would enter boxing range, because a lot of the fight was at kickboxing range. Like, they were feinting with the kicks, and they weren't like engaging. They were just like feinting and just like looking each other in the eyes. But when they would get into punching range, Zhang, she is very technical. She has the capability to be very technical, but she has a tendency to enter these boxing exchanges, and she'll just fire off like the 1-3, the 1-2-3, the 1-3-4. Just she has a tendency to just like fire off the combos and not like kind of potentially like throw a jab, get yourself out of position a little bit to see how Joanna reacts to it, and then coming back in with whatever punch would be optimal. Fuck. And then not coming in for whatever punch would be optional. Optimal. She has a tendency to just like, do pad work in there. You know what I mean? And Zhang is an amazing fighter, but I feel like just considering the power that she generates on her fucking straight punches, the power that she generates, I feel like if she was able to just be a little more technical in there, throw in some more feints, I feel like she could just, her fights could go differently, in my opinion. Instead of, but that's the fighter she is now. That's the fighter she is. And so they would enter these boxing exchanges, and Joanna, she would throw out the jab, nice technical jab to start off the exchange, but her read hand, like her rear hand power shot, she like, I don't really know how to explain it other than to say that like she was clubbing at Zhang, rather than like fire the rear hand like from her shoulder, like turn her hips like straight, popping Zhang, like punching through her face. She like clubbed it. She was like clubbing her right hand. Don't know how to explain it other than like it didn't look like old Joanna, bro. I'll tell you that much. She was clubbing at her, not punching. It was weird. I don't know how to explain it other than like just watch it. And she was just clubbing at her. She was clubbing at her with the right hand. She would throw the one, she would throw a hard one, but club at her afterwards, and not like just if she was like just punching, if she was giving a strong rear hand punch, it would be different, but she was clubbing, and it was weird, and Zhang wasn't really affected by those. They were missing, and they're like glancing off, because it wasn't a punch. It was like she was throwing a baseball or something. It was just weird. Watch it. I'm looking at my notes. I wrote, Zhang has a huge head. She does. She's got a big ass head. She's got a thick neck. She has got a very, very, she's powerful, man. She's built like a fucking Mack truck. Reminds me of Zhang women's MMA Mike Tyson, maybe. They would get into the clinch, punch her way into the clinch. Zhang, yeah, I guess she's working with these Thai boxers, man, because Holy shit, her elbows in the clinch. So fast, so powerful, so compact, so clean. Oh my god, dude. Zhang lancing her up with these fucking clinch elbows. Amazing. Getting to the clinch exchanges. Joanna would like turn into her, like Zhang had the underhook, but Joanna recognized it. Turn into her, exit out the side door. Yeah. Basically in near the end of the round where it got stopped, Zhang lighting her up and stuff. But in the final like seconds, man, they were like connecting hard with each other, you know what I mean? They both knew that they couldn't afford, the same kind of war that the first one was, but they were still swinging leather. They were swinging leather like fucking crazy. So much respect to these girls. These women. But, yeah. Dogfight in the final seconds. Zhang, it was amazing. Or in the final seconds of the round. The first round, might I say. Zhang swept her. Zhang, pretty sure she had like an underhook and swept Joanna. And, a lot of tendency of Muay Thai based fighters in mixed martial arts is they'll sweep the guy and they'll be like, fuck you, dude, like, haha, like, and they won't like really do anything off it. Or they'll like sweep the guy, stand over him, like kick him in the legs and stuff. But Zhang, I guess, credit to Henry Cejudo. Well, of course, credit to Henry Cejudo because just her wrestling, even in the second Rose fight, was just good. It was good. She looked powerful. She was just like pretty much ragdolling Rose. Well, not true, but sometimes she was. And Zhang tripped Joanna, follows her to the ground like a fucking bat out of hell. Just like is on her like glue, bro. Follows her to the ground, hitting her super hard, ground and pound. And so the round ended. And Mike Brown in the corner, AT team, baby. Mike Brown was saying, Joanna, you need to fucking get your ass to the wall. That's exactly what he said. He said, Joanna, ass to the wall. Remember, ass to the wall, referring to ATT's preferred method of takedown defense, getting back up. They want to get their butt to the wall. They want to get to the underhook, and they want to they need to get their hips out. They need to get their hips out, ass to the wall, underhook, get the fuck out of there. He was saying that. He said, ass to the wall. He said underhook. He said get your hips out. That's what his corner advice was to Joanna. And that's just what ATT does, bro. You saw Justin try to do it to Khabib, didn't work. You saw Mas try to do it to Usman, didn't work. I feel like that technique against the meta, the Khabib meta, get them against the wall, trap a wrist, isolate their legs, push them against the wall. The Khabib meta is just tailor-made to beat the fucking ATT meta, you know what I mean? It's just... something's got to change. Anyway, yes. Second fight, stand up. Or second round, stand up, a couple clutch exchanges happen. And Zhang tries to spinning back kick Joanna. But Joanna steps in because she's too fucking good for that shit. But Joanna really messed up because rather than potentially take Zhang down off the spinning back kick, which is a very good idea because, of course, if you're trying to spinning back kick someone, only one leg is connected between you and the ground, leaving you very vulnerable to being taken down. But Joanna steps in and tries to, fucking punch Zhang in the face, of course, because that's Joanna's thing. But she misses. Their bodies kind of collide. And Joanna's super out of position because she, I think she threw the two. She was super out of position. And Zhang, so athletic. She just spinning back fists her in the fucking face, knocks her out. The power Zhang was able to generate off it was incredible. Her arm was like literally like a whip. It was like a wet noodle, like whip, and her fist just it was like her wrist kind of like hit Joanna's like chin area. Just Joanna was done. Joanna was fucking done. Zhang when Zhang literally killed Jessica Andrade. I just like that fight because Zhang hit Andrade with literally like 5 elbows to the back of the head. That should not have happened. But Zhang, of course, killed Andrade, and then she screams. The frequency is literally like a tea kettle, but and then she backflips, or she does like a cartwheel. Super cool. She just like was so bouncy. But in this one too, she was doing some fucking crazy like acrobatic shit. So athletic. Yes. Of course, both of these fighters are so good with USADA, but Zhang is the opposite of natty. You know what I mean? She is not natty. God damn, is that girl on some shit. But amazing. I guess they'll do Zhang versus Esparza. That's a long day for Esparza. Esparza's not going to be able to take... Well, maybe Esparza will be able to take Zhang down, but Zhang is a great anti-wrestler, great wrestler right now, working with Cejudo. Zhang kills her on the feet. And Zhang is going to bring the fights for her, man. That's going to be bet the house on Zhang, in my opinion. Of course, anything can happen, but in my opinion, bet on Zhang. Shevchenko, Santos. That was a good fight. It's not going to go down in the fucking annals of history, but it was good. Santos tried her fucking best. She was game as fuck. She was big. That is the story of this fight for me, in my opinion. She was big. Shevchenko, dominant fight against Andrade. Andrade was going up a weight class. Andrade was very small. Santos was big, bro. So they come out to fight. Santos is bouncing around, lighting the balls of her feet, moving her head like side to side a little bit. The speed difference was crazy. Santos had a tendency to rush in, spamming one twos, and kind of putting her head down. If she felt she was close enough, she would put her head down, start spamming the 1-2s, 1-2, like waiting in, and Shev would just hit her hard. Shev would hit her very hard with the rear hand, or she would lead hook her, from southpaw, right hook her and exit out the side door. Or when Santos would wade in with... Santos, her physical gifts are amazing. Why not jab? Why not teep more? Why not... Well, of course she was scared of the takedown. But still, why not jab more? Whatever. Why not jab more? But Santos would run in with these just bad 1-2s. And Shev would duck her head down, shoulder like her way into the clinch. Shev was hitting her with some nice clinch knees. Shev pushed Santos against the fence. Elbowing Santos in the clinch, kneeing her in the clinch. Very stuff that wasn't really damaging Santos, starting to put her out, but just stuff that is just a bitch to deal with. Like getting fucking elbowed and kneed like that, it just sucks so bad, and it takes you out of your rhythm, and it makes you think about it, and you're worried about cuts and shit. So bad. Shev is amazing in the clinch. Shev was punching her and stuff. Something happened and they got to the ground. Santos locked in the body triangle pretty fast. Santos was no slouch on the ground in this fight. But the problem was Santos had this body triangle, but Shev was just working. Shev was working. She was punching her. She was elbowing her. She was moving. She was doing everything she could to make the position disadvantageous for Santos. When of course the body triangle is so powerful. So Shev working super hard. Yes, stood back up. Shevchenko. I think Shevchenko tried to head and arm throw Santos at one point in the early rounds, and Santos reversed it. And the head and arm throw, that's gonna work against fucking Jennifer Maya, and it's gonna work against them. But Santos was game this fight, and she was big. She was big as fuck, just huge. Shevchenko, a lot of times she shines in the grappling when she's able to ragdoll some girl who's fucking way smaller than her. You know what I mean? But Shevchenko, she would get into these advantageous Sambo type positions where she'd be able to throw Santos. But Santos was just big. She was big as fuck, and she would get to the ground. They would bounce to the ground, and Santos was able to just elastic fucking man her way out of it, bro. She was just so big and strong that she was able that Shev would try to throw her again to the ground, and Santos would just stand the fuck back up. It was crazy. I really believe that a lot of Shevchenko's dominance is due to her opponents just being small, and Shev is strong. Hey. At one point, there was an omoplata attempt, nothing doing, by Santos, I guess. But at one point, Santos was chilling in Shev's full guard. The ref stood it back up, and it was boring. I guess nobody was doing anything, but Santos was moving her around and stuff, trying to go to the fence, and I feel like the ref should have stopped it or stood him back up. But again, I was noticing that Santos was running in, spamming the 1-2, putting her head down, spamming the 1-2. Not good. Shevchenko was landing kicks from range. They were both landing kicks from range. Santos had some nice looks. She was looking like John Jones. Honestly, she was looking like John Jones in the stand-up. Of course, not John Jones in the wrestling or in the stand-up, because John Jones, knocked people out from standing. But she was teeping to the knee. Front leg teeping to the knee. Teeping to the body. Leg kicking. Just her physical gifts, man. Why not maximize your physical gifts, man? Why not be teeping even more? Why not be leg kicking even more? I don't understand it. But when Santos was trying to kick, she was landing, man. She was landing. A lot of times Shevchenko was having success coming in off the Santos spamming 1-2, just ducking into the clinch and grabbing the body lock and just working, just taking her down from there. But again, Santos would just stand the fuck back up. It was crazy. Yes. Santos at one point was rear naked choking her kind of from a modified mount position or back take position. And Shev, her face just got so red. It was so funny. There was nothing doing in the rear naked choke attempts, but still, Shevchenko's face just got so red. And we haven't really seen Shevchenko be submitted attempt. You know what I mean? Someone attempted submission on her, and it made her work. You don't really see that. Yes, it was a brutal ass fight. So they had a crazy head collision. It was really bad. It was a bad head collision. Reminded me of Figueiredo making Olivia's husband, Joseph Benavidez. Reminded me of Figueiredo Benavidez, where, that fight, it was justified the rematch because Joey B was like, hey, man, he headbutted me. So, UFC, let's rematch these girls. But, really bad headbutt, swelled up Santos' eye, something bad, really bad. She was getting a hematoma on her forehead. And the doctor was terrible, bro. it reminded me of Creed. He can't see out of the eye, so the Cub Man, like, when the doctor asked Creed, like, if he can see out the eye, how many fingers am I holding up, the Cub Man, like, he tapped his fingers, like, on the back of Creed's neck and, like, the corresponding amount of fingers that the Cub Man was holding up. It reminded me of that because it's just the incompetence. Because the doctor literally just, like, went up to Santos and was like, "Are you okay?" And Santos said yes. And the fighter, even if their dick is, like, gone or something, sorry, that was bad. Even if their eyeball is hanging out of the socket, the fighter's gonna say, "Yes, let me fight. I'm okay." The job of the doctor is to protect the fighter. And the doctor didn't even go how many fingers. The doctor didn't really shine a light in there. He had the flashlight, but he didn't shine the light in their eyes. I guess that's why you do it in Singapore, man, because these dudes suck. Some of the refs in the beginning sucked. They got him off the fucking Ryzen fucking prelims or something. I don't know. That shit was terrible. Yes. Yeah. Shevchenko won the split decision. I agree with it. A lot of times Santos would get her on the ground or whatever, but nothing doing. Shevchenko hurt him more. I'm not complaining. I want to see it ran back. I think just fucking run it back immediately. Why not? First time we've seen Shevchenko like struggle pretty much. I mean, I guess Amanda Nunes, she didn't want to get hit, so she didn't put herself in those positions. Except for Amanda's nose was a rose, So, run it back. Run it back. Great nights of fights. Yeah, great night of fights. I'm going to try to make more fight analysis content in the future. Not sure what my social medias and stuff will be, and I'll probably try to get on YouTube as well. But expect more fight thoughts, like tentative analysis, because I don't know shit, of course. I'll probably try to talk about boxing and stuff, and kickboxing, Muay Thai, and MMA, of course. Thank you.